Lots of people that come to APT, this is the only theater they come to. They're not theater goers, a lot of them. They're APT goers, and this is their theater.
For your safety and the safety of the actors, please keep the aisles clear. Thank you, and enjoy this afternoon's performance of Jessica Swale's adaptation of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility.
You're really in it, and time sort of stops, and all of a sudden, the air feels kind of liquid. And you are in this liquid environment with other people, and you're making something together. I don't know, that is just the thing that it feels like to me. And that really is what drew me to it, is that feeling of stopping time for a minute, I guess, for 2 hours and 50 minutes if you're in Hamlet. More like 3.5 hours, but don't tell anybody.
People are sometimes surprised because you're coming out to a really small town in the middle of nowhere, and then they go up the hill or to the Touchstone and they see a play that just kind of blows them away. We're on 110 acres. It's out kind of in the middle of nowhere. They have to sort of leave their life behind, and when they get out here, they can just concentrate on being with friends, picnicking, and then seeing an amazing show.
It's a 1,100-seat house, and we have a second theater, and I got to help build all of that and be a part of all that, which was a lot of trying to really include and really talk to people and find out what they wanted and how they could be valued. Because this institution is built on the back of incredibly talented, hardworking, devoted artists. When people go on tours backstage here, I love to take them to the costume shop. We're like, in the middle of the season, there's 45 people working in that shop probably. And they watch Michael, who's been here for 30 years. He is sewing a pearl onto a hat that he's made. And they're like, what? Or they watch the wig artisans, our wig mistress, she, drawing the hairs through the netting on a wig. And they're like, you make those? Who are these magic people that come here to do that stuff, And you're like, yeah, they're craftsmen. They are artists. They care.
You'll see empire dresses. You might see some white powdered wigs every now and then, although we haven't done that sort of thing in quite a long time. Corsets. But then you'll also see people walking around in their underwear, or sometimes in a punk rock chicken outfit, which is what I'll be doing tomorrow night. We spend a lot of time in the classics, quote unquote, even though at the moment I think that at this point in time, we are asking ourselves, what do we consider a classic and why? What plays have been lost? What plays can we unearth again that are possibly really classic, that hold classic ideas? What makes us feel big? What makes us feel small? What makes us want to keep on living and search for answers? I think that's what a classic play does.
I was an actor, like I said, for a long time, and it filled me up to find really actors that were much better than me to come have a life here or to come have work here. So when the company got formed, people were committed to 6 months of work, which in our industry is a really long contract. We got to commit to some people and their talent, and they got to grow in immense ways. And a lot of those people are still here. We have a lot of people who've been here for over 20 years working. Now we've grown to 250 employees. As challenging as it is, people come back.
I am very fortunate, and those of us who are in the core company are really fortunate to have found this place, because for some of us, it has really afforded us some stability so we could, have a family if we wanted. So I have a family. I met my husband, Jim Ridge, here, my first year working here. So I have a house and a home here, and kids who grew up in this neighborhood and among these green trees and the Wisconsin River.
We are right next to the village of Spring Green, which is a really special place. It's wonderful combination of sort of a rural farm community and a place that has a lot of artists.
How many times have you seen?
This time I'm coming 5 times. And
What'd you see? Lots of people that come to APT, this is the only theater they come to. They're not theater goers, a lot of them. They're APT goers. And this is their theater. This is the theater that they've built since 1980 and come back every year.
Our patrons come, they'll often arrive 2 hours or more before the performance. We have 110 acres. We have picnic areas all throughout our property, and the picnics can get to be quite elaborate. Sometimes there are candelabras involved, often a bottle of wine involved. Then about 45 minutes before the play starts, they'll hear our trademark horns, and that means that it's time to start making their way up the hill.
Hello, everyone. The performance will begin soon. It's now time to take your seats. Thanks very much.
To see a play under the stars, it's breathtaking. There's nothing like it at that, to look up at the end of the night. And after you've heard a story and seen a story about universal truths and big ideas, and then to have the lights go down and see those stars and just know that those are the same stars that have been here for thousands of years, and you're in the middle of nature, and there's just something really synergistic and beautiful about that.
It's a cool thing to be reminded of how big and small we are at the very same time.
You walk up the hill through the woods, and one of my favorite designers said to me years ago why he comes back all the time and said, I'm never in a space like this where I start away, when I'm at the bottom of the hill, I've got 10 things on my mind, I got a lot of pressures, and then the trees happen, and then I breathe, and then I walk up the hill, and my critical self kind of falls away if I let it, and I really try to take in the environment, and when I get to the top of the hill, I'm ready, like in a way, to listen and be open in a way I would never have been without that progression up the hill. Because there's nothing like environment, nature, with art.